Raygun is a clothing store. We do our own screen printing and design, so t-shirts are kind of our wheelhouse. And our wheelhouse within a wheelhouse is really timely, responsive t-shirts about events going on. So obviously in Des Moines in January, in an election year, we will have like a lot of caucus and election related product. This is kind of a classic, Iowa. For some reason you have to come here to be president. This shirt was inspired by an email somebody sent to us that they overheard on a New York City subway, two people talking, and one said, "What the hell is a caucus? And where the hell is Iowa?" This is one for our, the governor of Iowa, Kim Reynolds, Cruella, Des Moines. We hang this on the front just to let people know right off the bat what they're in for. Our design kind of thesis is funny, Midwestern, progressive. We'll usually start our day by just looking through headlines, chatting about if there's any sort of things. I think like Vivek Ramaswamy's bus went in the ditch the other day in the snow, and we did just like a social media post like, how does a libertarian get out of the ditch? Do you tow yourself out by your own bootstraps, or do you need like the socialist state troopers to help you? Historically, the caucuses were always kind of a like real boom for our business, in that in 2020 there were tons of Democrats running, even quite a few Republicans, and every Democrat except for Joe Biden visited the store. Every Republican except for Donald Trump visited the store. But this year, although we have a lot of caucus-related product, election stuff, it's not moving the needle nearly as much as something like women's basketball. It's always been kind of a fun circus, and that there's lots going on, and it's the start of the election cycle, and people kind of, in general, kind of look forward to it. This year, it's more of a like sad, sparsely attended circus. And I think a little bit of that is, there's an incumbent on one side, but it's almost like there's an incumbent on the other side. And that incumbent's not participating in debates, but it's almost a foregone conclusion what the result is gonna be. So there's no real drama to it. You're at the start of the election process, but everybody kind of knows how the election process is gonna go. So it feels like you're just going through the motions. We'll go through the primaries, we'll go through the caucus, but everyone kind of knows what's gonna happen. And so I think with that mystery removed, it's just harder for people to get all that enthused about it this time around. We were setting up our election caucus display a few weeks ago. We hang like some American flags and stuff. And there were people in the store and they were like, "Oh, wait, what's this for? Like the 4th of July?" You're like, "That would be pretty early." Like, President's Day? You're like, "I'm not sure why we would dedicate this much space to President's Day." We're like, "No, it's the caucuses. They're in like 3 weeks." People are like, "Oh, right, the caucuses, yeah, start of the election." So obviously, the 2020 caucus on the Democratic side turned out to be the caucus going away party. That was removed from us. But we're in this halfway point in that the Democrats will still get together on Monday night at the same time as the Republicans, but the Republicans are getting together to actually kick off the presidential process, and they will elect who their preferred candidate is. The Democrats, I guess we get together and just talk about different party issues, and then the actual voting is maybe sometime in March. So I think that plays into it a little bit, although with an incumbent there wouldn't be as much enthusiasm on the Democratic side necessarily anyway. So it's kind of an amalgamation of lots of different forces at play, probably. Who knows what the field is going to look like next time, if it's wide open on the Republican side and the Democratic side, and even if just the Republicans are here, but it's the first news of like a post-Trump cycle, there may be a lot more attention, enthusiasm, just energy in general.